Man, I still don't know how to do an intro, so I spawned underwater. What a monumental start. It wasn't all bad though. I was close to some land, so I did not mind it that much. Once I was out of the most likely sea serpent infested waters, I started the search for any kind of civilization, which would prove to be very helpful in the future. But for the time being, all I was able to find was this stick. Then there it was. In the distance I spotted the medieval skyline of a village. As I was nonchalantly exploring the village for things I could borrow, I spotted the big village library. The librarian on the first floor of the library had an average trade, but not an enchantment that I could use in early game. Anyway, I explored the rest of the library. The first chest did not offer much either, which was disappointing, but the second chest I checked did have this fancy hat. The third chest wasn't good either, but still, it was the best one out of the three. Now, the book trade that the librarian upstairs offered got me semi-chopped real quick. By the way, the last chest was also disappointing. I decided to keep on exploring the village, because I still had yet to find anything that would actually help me progress. I found some food at the market, which was cool, but I was more in the need of tools than food. I also found some of these shiny looking rectangles, but I was too dumb to use them. I activated the waystone of the village. Then I decided that I was going to live in the library, because it offered plenty of space and, it was free. Once inside, I stared at the endless ocean that lay behind my newly acquired home, and inside my mind I said to myself, please don't ruin this peaceful village I had just found by spawning in a large sea serpent. Then I went upstairs and activated the lights. I placed down my bed and a crafting table, made a few chests, stuffed all of my shit into the said chest, made basic wooden tools, got some cobblestone, got rid of these cobwebs that could spawn banshees, made a bucket and went to sleep. On day 2, what I needed was XP, so I could equip iron armor as quickly as possible, so I started slaying mechas. No, not the fast food place. Back at the village, I leveled up my farming level. Then, I upgraded my wooden tools, made a hell of a lot of fences, and then started laying them down. Also, I slayed some of these tall, grease-coated wine things for XP, and with the nightfall falling, I spotted my biggest fear. Right after waking up on day 3, I made some bandages, and when I looked out the window, I noticed that something comical had taken place. No joke, that was the biggest sea serpent I had ever seen in this game. I was genuinely stuck inside my home for the foreseeable future, but then I came up with a brilliant solution, which was to make an underground system, like a metro or sewage tunnels, but without sewage. It was going to take an obscene amount of time, but I did not have a better choice. After a while I checked the window. I was free. Well, that's just fucking great. Not only that the thing can move very fast in water, shoot freaking bubble lasers, but now fucking fly too. Anyway, I leveled up my farming level, harvested previously unharvested potatoes and carrots. That gave me enough XP to level up my defense levels just a bit. On day 4 I made some torches and a matchbox to light the torches with. I got back to digging the tunnel, but unfortunately I had reached the water, which was going to make the job even more difficult than what it already was. As I was staring into the deep blue abyss, I came up with an idea that could make the tunnel possible, and that idea was to get as much gravel or sand as I could and drop it down enough for me to build upon, so I got to digging. Back in the tunnel, I started dropping the sand. On day 5, I almost shit my fucking pants. Well, almost died in the game too. Anyway, then I harvested some more potatoes. While I was exploring my village, yes, my village now, I came across this greenhouse building. Obviously I went in to check it out, and there was some nice stuff in the chest. But as I was about to leave, I noticed something. I had just dodged a bullet the size of a building. Right about then, I had realized that the sea serpent was not going to leave me alone. So I started getting paranoid. So I put together a bow. I was carefully looking around for the sea serpent when I noticed that it was stuck near the shore. So I tried shooting it a little. Did it work? Did it not? I didn't and still don't know. Back home, I was trying to get some sticks when this happened. Just before going to sleep, I made a stone rapier. I spent the entirety of day 6 expanding the tunnel, but at one point I ventured somewhere, wow, where no man should ever go. Then a few minutes later, I almost got pinched to death by the scrap of the purple flame. The progress of this tunnel was slow, really slow, but I didn't have much of a choice, because as long as the sea serpent was around, I risked dying just by going outside my house, so I had to continue constructing the tunnel. And when I started, I noticed that I was approaching actual land, which was going to make the job a million times easier. Finally, after a few more minutes, I was at last digging into dirt. I was getting a little sick of using these slow tools, which not only took up multiple slots of my precious hotbar, but also had durability. I wanted to make a multi-tool tool, which was not hard by any means. The only problem I was going to run into was XP. Also, that happened again. Oops, I guess I'm too dumb to place on a fucking block. A sick ledge for your eyes to feast upon. I don't even know why I was playing with fire here. I'm sure this won't come around to bite me in the ass. On day 8, I continued digging the tunnel. On day 9, I did the same. On the mysterious morning of day 10, it was back. Like half of the sea serpent was inside my house, and one tap from it would have probably been enough to kick my head in. Then, I suddenly realized that if the body of it was sticking inside my house, I could probably shoot it, and I did. Forget that for now. You know what's worse than a massive sea serpent circling your island? The same creature stuck in the middle of that said island, that funnily enough also cut off my only supply of XP. But there was no time to hide. Either I kill the sea serpent, or the sea serpent kills me. The only problem was that I didn't have enough arrows, nor a way to make more. But it was now or never. I quickly started scouting the villagers' houses looking for arrows. Luck is usually not on my side, and this time was no different. I started wondering if there are any other throwable tools I could make, but I couldn't. I needed arrows, and I needed them now. House raiding didn't work, but I had one last idea. Loot the shipwreck that was just off the shore. It wasn't a complete waste, per se, but I didn't find any arrows. I was done. All my plans failed, and the sea serpent was slowly slithering back towards the water. I thought it was over, that I lost my last and only chance to kill this thing. But then, on day 11, I had a brilliant idea strike my head. I started looking for a villager that could sell me arrows, and eventually I found the man I was looking for. I put him in the well, for safety reasons. The sea serpent wasn't giving up on trying to move, so I had to make these trades real quick. I had the emeralds, and the arrow man was still there, thankfully. I had gotten what I needed. It was time for revenge. Well, that's just fucking great. It took one arrow. Wow, what an anticlimactic event. 30 skills though. 30. That is the most I've ever gotten. This was big. That meant all I needed was the defense level high enough. On day 12 I ventured into the unexplored island, leaving my safe zone to look for resources which I was really lacking. Upon closer inspection, I found civilization, or well, so I thought. Well, that lasted long, didn't it? Just like that, the only other known land around me was guarded by a SpaceX rocket. That was just fantastic. Later on that day, I had finally realized that I can trade with the villagers for a decent amount of XP, and the two villagers I was living with, coincidentally enough, were librarians. And to top this whole thing up, I was literally surrounded by bookshelves. Then I went mining for iron as I really needed iron armor, and come on, it's day 12. Smelting iron was all I did on day 13. That's a lie, I also finally made an iron chestplate. Then I finally started crafting the multi-tool tool. And boom! I was in a desperate need for a flying mount on day 14, as I was genuinely stuck on my island with nothing to do. Story of my entire life in this clip. I was just walking around my village, because I had nothing better to do, so I decided to head into the little forest just outside my village, and I found a horse, and literally the first thing I thought was, wouldn't it be cool if I had a horse called Gerald? And just like that I had a horse called Gerald. The absolute isolation was really getting to my head on day 15, so I decided to make a boat and try to explore the seemingly never-ending ocean surrounding me. Rowing a boat over the open ocean must be one of the scariest things to do in RLCraft. Just knowing that a massive sea serpent can snap you out of living really makes you paranoid, which made me paranoid. It looked really grim for a while, but then, suddenly, land! And naturally, as any other European colonist on new land, I started robbing the living shit out of this island. And after doing whatever I did, I headed home on the still ocean. I said fuck it and went back to the new land on day 16. Since the new land was yet another tiny island, I kept going north. I think. Maybe it was west. And found a battle tower, which was something I had wanted all along. That loot at first was pretty damn grim, but it only was going to get better, so I continued going up. And it did, even if it wasn't from a chest. On day 17, I was on my way to the top. Then a wizard zombie pushed me off the edge. Let me tell you, gravity is not my friend. It really drags me down. One pit stop later, I found an antique atlas and a fishing rod that will help me take down the boss of the tower. But the next chest though, an enchanted apple of gold, 2 recall potions and a decent amount of iron. What else would you want? I was still up there, slowly climbing my way to the top on day 18, and when I eventually got to the top of the tower, I killed one of those floaty guys, but then something even worse happened. A blighted zombie arrived. After like 5 minutes of fighting through waves of mobs, I started building the fishing pillar, but when I looked down at the tower, the golem was gone. Well, that was one problem to solve less, but I somehow got lit on fire, so I had to eat my one and only golden apple. And boom! Just like that, I had control over the tower. Although the reward was kind of whack. There was one cool thing I found though, which was this. Hey, defense level 16. Now the second chest though, let me tell ya, what else could you want from a chest? Before I left the tower, I took a look at what fucking hurricane passed through there. I'm home! Then I made my first in this world ever heart container, and the night of day 18 was going to be the one. When I got a flying mount, I made some avian treats and headed out. About 3.5 minutes later, I got one, although I did not have a saddle nor a soulstone, so I had to go and quickly grab those. On day 19 I had to steal the saddle from Gerald. Sorry Gerald. Somehow I got lost in the tiny forest for a while, but then it was time. So I did not waste any time and took off with my bird to look for new adventures. Battle Tower number 1. The top chest did not contain any XP tomes, which was what I needed at the time. but it's not bad. Battle Tower number 2, rear structure of the adventure number 1, rear structure of the adventure number 2. And so I was home on day 20, a pretty successful adventure as far as I'm concerned. Then I made a soulstone, so I could finally soulbind my rock, meaning that I could summon him infinitely. And then I started leveling up my defense, so I could finally start wearing the Tide Guardian armor. Then I made a summoning staff, and back to the ocean to look for sirens, because I needed prismarine shards. On day 21, I took my bird and started looking for even more unexplored land. I found this, and this. The only place out of all of those that I actually explored was the library of this village, and let me tell you what. It took me like 180 days to find any kind of advanced protection trade in my other world. Well, it was obvious that this was not going to be a cheap luxury, but advanced protection is advanced protection, you know. I made some knockback bullets, so I could storm through battle towers faster than I could ever before. I didn't find a battle tower right away, but I did find this Tower of the Four Towers dungeon, and I found some euphoria-inducing loot. I wasn't risking dying with all of that incredible loot I had just got, so I recalled home. I'm gonna make a promise to you all to have at least somewhat organized chests in my next 100 days videos, because the amount of time I waste stumbling around my chest is getting exponentially dumb. That aside, I got back to exploring again. I found the number 1 supplier of totems of undying, so I marched my way inside and marched right out, because I didn't think I was up to spec to take on possibly 3 evokers at the same time. Instead, I just looted the ship. On the day of number 23, I bought an Advanced Lore 2 book from one of the librarians in my village, put enchant on my fishing rod, and went to fishing like no tomorrow. Finally, the last component I needed in this bubble making mess was prismarine shards. The very next day, the stone of the sea bubble was done. Oh, look what I'm making. Yet another chest I was going to indefinitely litter with random shit. Yep, there I go. Next up, I wanted to clean up my village a little, so I went to this castle of the water and started taking it apart. The reason why I installed these railings is because I was sick of the sea creature's insatiable desire to rip me to shreds, but I was also worried for the well-being of my lovely village and its friendly residents. I spent the day upgrading the village. On day 26 I did the same. Even more renovating on day 27. You won't believe me, but even more renovation took place on day 28. More renovating, believe it or not. I'm running out of things to say. Okay, I tell you a joke. Don't get your hopes up. Why do you have to act quickly during a flood? Because it's an emergency. On day 31, I was still renovating. Yes, I know, but look at what happened somehow. It only dropped 12 scales. Hey, look what I found on day 32. The best looking structure I have ever found in this game. No question. I knew that I shouldn't go in there, because I was undergeared, but me being who I am, I still walked right into the death trap. Wow, I mean, just look at the interior design of this place. Oh yeah, you're probably wondering how well I did in there. My sword broke, I got pushed into a corner, I got shot right in my head, I blockaded myself in, and cried. Then I cried some more. Then I made a stone rapier, I guess I was going back to the Stone Ages. I summoned a lot of Aegis, but because it was me who were there helping, they decided to take the pacifist way and did not help me at all. Thankfully, they did spring into action a few seconds later. Well, at least the XP was good. Since I was done clearing the spawners and the mobs that they produced, I left and found the village not long after. The villagers didn't offer any good books, neither did the chests, so I just plundered the place. Boom. Hey up, this depth shot retreat trade is kinda fire. Disaster was what I cost on day 34. I still wanted to renovate the village, but I didn't have an efficient source of cobblestone, so I thought I'd construct a Cobblestone Generator to solve this problem. This caused more problems than it solved, but let's start from the beginning. So the first prototype was too slow for my needs, so I tried to expand it. Guess how well it worked? It didn't. Wow. it did not fucking work. Well, then I improved the design, and it did not work either. I mean, the generator itself worked, but it was way too hot for anyone to work there. In the end, it was too slow, too hot, and too much cobblestone dropped into lava. Instead, I just went to decapitate the water castle for the stone bricks, and started laying down the wall around the water. I was doing the same thing I did the previous day, but then this happened. A level 40 nymph, something I had never seen before. Then I peacefully continued building the safety rails. A lot more work on the village, but more importantly, I finally had depth strider 3 on my boots. Even more work in, on and around the village. I don't even know what I did on day 38. Alright, back to high octane balls to the walls, nuts to butts action on day 39. First I explored this underwater library. Nothing good inside, but I did get to see a legendary event. A fire dragon versus a sea serpent. I waited it out and went to see who had won. But hold your horses for a second. The location of the fight was literally perfect. Let me explain. So the dragon's nest of shitcoins was right beside the totem house that I hadn't explored before, and on top of that, the totem place was touching tips of an underwater dungeon. Like, that is as good as it gets. But before I got into the two other places, I grabbed some doge coins from the nest. One lengthy evoker grind later, I was home. Do you remember the Advanced Protection 1 villager? Well, as it turns out, the man was sharing the village with another insane librarian of Advanced Sharpness 5, as I found out on day 40. I know, it's not supreme sharpness, but I don't think I had enough time on this planet to look for one of those. Then I did some trading, some stealing, and of course, some buying. As the day came to an end, I came across the remains of a fire dragon. Oh, and of course, this 4-tower tower. Eat! Some garbage loot, some emeralds. Now that's some good fucking loot. Yeah, not bad. Back to the Tower of 4 Towers. Some incredible loot as per usual, but I was bullied away from it before I got to lay my fingers on it. Back to the tower on day 41. Also back to the chest that I got fucking bullied away from the previous day. I decided to go and check up on my Advanced Protection villager, and then this happened. So I built a nice cobblestone wall. Well, it's more of a cage, but also I bought a few more advanced protection books. Once I was home, I combined them to save some space in my chests. Then back into the ocean. Yeet! Yeet! So I was flying around for a long time. I mean, look, it's day 42, and I saw this creeper of the purple flame, and I wanted the heart shards from it, so I summoned some of the goons in blue to bully that man to give me his lunch money. Tower of the 4 Towers was back for around 3, some, wow, incredible loot as usual. See what I did here? Yeah, wow, man, what a mistake that was. But the loot! Oh hey, I almost died. But me? I wasn't done yet. More enchanted book magic. Yay! So I went back to adventuring once again, but then something stopped me dead in my tracks. Wow, then I challenged something that was actually in my lane, a good old battle tower. Oop, I fell right in, and went the wrong way. Oh, there we go, down again. Well, shiver me timbers, I couldn't raid the damn place all of a sudden, so I had to go look for a cow now, wow. Yeet. Pretty good loot though. I found this downwards battle tower on my journey and I wanted to loot it, so I cleared the top 4 pretty easily. But an important notice, trust me, this will help you understand why the fuck I did what I did next. So as you can see, my helmet was on its way out, and that was no good. I didn't want to lose it. So what I came up with was to dig a pretty big hole in each floor and let my goons of blue do the dirty work. But before you see how that went, diamond rapier. Alright, I'm not going to lie, this took so long to do. Because this is one of the slowest things you could do, and it wasn't even 100% foolproof, as a skeleton or a spider still got a hit or two on my helmet. But let's get to the juicy stuff, shall we? So I was about 10 minutes into this bullshit, and my helmet's condition was as stable as the Soviet Union in the early 1990s, but what happened next was something I could have never prepared for. There she goes. Well, this is all coming from a mile away, but watch what took place next.
Eruption! The world is going to burn!
All this over 20-minute effort out the fucking window, because this was about the time the shit was going to hit the fucking fan. Anyway, once I got out of that downright catastrophe, I made a disenchanting table and a new sword. I made another chest to litter on day 46. I found another dead dragon on day 47, and then just raided a battle tower. On day 48, I bought some Advanced Protection 1 books, then I remembered a very nice bubble by the name of Dragon's Eye, and I wanted to make it. Unfortunately, I did not have enough resources for it at that time. Also, I put Education 3 on my sword to maximize the amount of XP mobs drop. I'm genuinely terrible with names, by the way. Also, I reforged a Dragon Bone Rapier for maximum efficiency. Welcome to day 49. Very eventful day at that. Meet the sniper. Wow, look at that blind shot. Finally, on day 50, I raided my first underwater dungeon. These dungeons are one of the most overpowered and very common structures in the game, because you see, there's like a million spawners to break, which give you a lot of XP. The loot is very easy to grab, and the loot itself in the bigger rooms is generally worth the minimal effort for a structure of such rarity. So if you're looking for easy loot when you're mid-game, go for this any day. Just like that, I got vitamins. After a day and a half, I left with more loot than I could have ever imagined. I mean, look at these. Oh, that's not all yet. I put mending on my boots, because they were also about to break, and if I lost a boost with that Strider 3, I will lose my main method of transport. Mending on max type is supreme for good luck. Please, my friend, give me some more Advanced Protection books. Good enchantment, yes. And boom, with the lifesteal enchant, I was basically immortal. Yikes. Then I thought I should raid another underwater dungeon. And I did. After I got enough XP, I somehow came up with the brilliant idea of upgrading my chestplate while in enemy territory. Hey man, if you're still watching, please subscribe so I can sleep well at night. Also, leave a like on the video, because if you don't... I don't... And to finish this day off, I thought I'd just raid another battle tower, but somehow I ended up in another underwater dungeon. Yet another underwater dungeon raid on day 53. Then I bought the advanced sharpness 5 book for my sword. Look at this thing now. Remember the sea serpent that almost killed me some time ago? Well, I was out exploring on day 54 and I happened to run into it. Also, I managed to come across this guy too. I spent most of day 55 stuck in a battle tower in a position like this. This eventful but still boring battle tower raid got my chestplate all fucked up, so when I got home I stopped mending on it. Boom! But most importantly, in the late evening of this day, I had finally made a dragon's eye. On day 56 I got back to the place where I slayed the ice dragon to take the juice, but a massive wall of disappointment hit me when I got back home and tried to put it onto my sword. I don't know what's up with me and crafting in the middle of the fucking night, but look at the bow I made. I did loads of disenchanting on day 57. After I was done with that, I started putting together the best possible enchanted book for my bow. In the end, it was too expensive for me to actually put onto my sword, so instead I reforged my bow. Also, I needed agility of level 18 to actually use the bow, so I raided this falling apart battle tower in hopes of getting enough XP in there. I did a lot of traveling and raided 2 battle towers on day 58. Nothing new, just old boring stuff I had done a million times by then. But with day 59 approaching, I found a fishing village. Oh look, day 59 is already here, and it's here with a fucking bang. It is here to put itself on the fucking map, because I found an advanced mending villager. Look, even if most of my gear was already enchanted with vanilla mending, it's still a special day. A book I had never gotten to experience ever before. Of course, the first piece I enchanted with this sacred book was my helmet that was on the brink of falling apart, and then it was time to enchant the big bow. I made some of these sophisticated arrows of diamond on day 60, put an Ozliner on my chestplate, renamed one of my shulkers to briefcase, that's the one where I store my trading items, and boom! Just like that I spent an entire day in my room, kind of like in real life. Whoops! On the topic of big oopsies, I spent almost the entire fucking day breaking leaves with my bucket like a debil, only to find out that you need to break the leaves with a free hand. Actually, now that I'm writing the script, I don't even know why I even wasted an entire day trying to get these mans to spawn. Anyway, we're gonna do a quick speedrun of these few coming days, because I was just doing the same thing over and over again. Climbing, mining, building, laying, detailing, logging, chopping, mining, slaying, shoveling, torching, collecting, swimming, expanding, flying, exploring, shooting, farming, covering, harvesting, dooring... I don't know, man. Decorating, roofing, being proper shit at building, game breaking, punching boulders for a living, smashing, removing, wrecking someone's housing, crafting, reforging, and we're back on day 93. To get myself readjusted to the action, I raided an underwater dungeon. When I got back home, I reforged my chestplate. Then I made some Eyes of Ender and fought the Wither. Wow, what a challenging fight that was, so wow. Well, would you look at that, I was already on my way to find the portal. Alright, I'm not even gonna lie to ya, this took me like 10 fucking minutes to find. I'm not very good at the try and gumbo bombulation of the portal or whatever it's called, alright? But finally, I was in the end dimension. The fight was very easy, no doubt. Boom! Just like that. Since I beat the Ender Dragon faster than I anticipated, I decided to raid another underwater dungeon to top it all off. Before I show you what I got from this place, I just gotta say that this underwater dungeon was the best one out of my entire RLCraft career. I mined some obsidian on day 95. This looks so goofy, I love it. Then I started making tons of golden apple juice as part of the preparation for the boss I was going to fight. This time I decided to try to fight Rahovart. I don't know how to pronounce it. Some lore behind this boss. You know what, never mind, it's just some sort of demon. I have written out this dissertation of what this guy is, but I doubt anyone actually cares. It's a demon, alright? What else is there to say? Yeah. Day 96, I built the nether portal and went inside. I built this shape and summoned the Kako demon boss guy. I fought him to get a key component, quite literally, in summoning Rahovart. Arrows were also going to be a key component in fighting this boss, so I made as many of those as I could, and of course I stole as many as I could as well. And from here on out, I think I'll let the past Ceagle do the work. I think I've got everything ready. I got the drinks, the bullets. I just remembered the problem. But I'll do it good I came here because I need 4 of these. See, I forgot to craft the key. Wow, off to a great start. Here we fucking go. It's all been leading up to this moment. Aye. Fuck, it worked now. Oh! Wow, what a start. Wow. Oh, this arena is way smaller. Who are you? I didn't invite you, man. I hate these ones. Oh no. I'm out of bounds, so I guess I just start spamming. I don't think I'm ready. You know? Okay. What the fuck? Ow. That hurt. Am I even hurting this man? Wow. I'll get up close. Jesus Christ, man. What the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm not damaging him. He's damaging me. Quite badly. Jesus Christ, man. Wow. I need one of these. Oh, yo. He's taking no damage. I'm looking it up, man. Oh, he's taking damage. There we go. Oh, why? What the fuck? Wow. Why did I go for the hardest boss? Oh my god, man. Shit, I'm dead. Wow. That is a lot of everything. Oh, let's just escape. Wow. I'm actually dead, man. Yeah, what now, bitch? I found your weakness, I think, I hope. Oh, wow, no, these ones. I hate these. Oh, back in, I guess. Oh, look, the world is waiting. Well, at least I fought the hardest boss now. Is it even possible to avoid everything attacking in this shithole? Fuck! Who's shooting me? And why? It's gonna be very funny if I run out of arrows. It's a possibility. Ah, shit. Why are you doing this fart wall? What for? Ah, shit, I'm dead. Oh, wow. What causes the green wall of shit up here? What the fuck? Is my sword like a fucking toothpick? Why does that not damage? Oh, shit. I know it's only my legs. Why is it only helping? I'm not hurting, but I'm not complaining. I mean, okay, now it's pretty bad. You done yet? Ah, shit. Fuck! Do you really have to fart the fart on my right on me? Yeah, it's coming. No, not that way. Fuck. No. Fuck you, Argus or whatever it is that you spawn. Oh, fuck. I'm so dead, man. I don't have any splash potions of health. Essential oils. There is so much, like... yeah, it's tough to explain. You wouldn't get it. No, let me tell you a fun story. I'm dead. No, that's not a fun story. Where is the justice in this fucking world? I'm dead. I mean, that's a very good time to self-reflect. But shit, this is the bad part. This is where men become dead. Fuck! These guys are very annoying too. Sorry, I'm not doing fucking damage. Oh, look at that green shit. Ah, fuck. I think I just need to kill all of these. Ah, shit, you suck, man. I don't like you. You're no friend of mine. I'm sorry. Fuck. Why? Stop. Oh, look at this guy's purple. Leave me alone for at least one bloody second. He's back. Can I just like sit down, relax and shoot him? No, I cannot. Attack. Okay, stand there. Wow, I'm so dead. Okay, I need to lock up because this guy's not taking damage. Fuck off! I'm out of arrows? Oh no. Oh no. There's one. Of course it's blighted. Oh, my boots! I killed the behemoth, so I spawned the fucking wall. Oh wow, he's blighted too. That's neat. Fuck off. I'm dead, but no arrows just don't damage him. Should I just give this up? Can someone answer me why he's not taking damage, and why are these things spawning so frequently? Can't stay in a single place. Oh look, there's fireworks now. Do you guys like fireworks? But why is it not taking damage? That's just one thing I don't understand. Slash kill. Do I like cut his penis up, circumcise him real quick? I want to die. I want to die. Mate, like Asmodeus boss was at least fun. That was pretty fun, I don't know. This is just... I don't think I'm fighting this boss ever again if I'm ever playing this game ever again as well. Oh look, there's a light one of these too. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get to the point where there's gonna be so many arrows on the ground that the game just crashes. But I'm all big thing is just for the 101, so I can fucking just accept my fate. Fate. What? No way. Oh. How close am I to dying? Pretty close. I'm not even... Well, I'm glad I beat him, but I don't feel anything. This thing has just completely drained any kind of feelings from me. World record time for sure.